lending. What's the sort of turnaround times at the moment for pre-approvals and home loans? Obviously, I'm sure you're under a lot of pressure.
Well, it's funny, we were talking about this on the walk here, where the market's moving so quickly and things are getting snapped up so quickly, you know, off the first home open. On the flip side, banks' turnaround times are extremely slow because they're inundated with applications. Valuation firms taking a lot longer than they normally would because they're under the pump as well. So, you know, depending on your lender, sometimes pre-approvals unfortunately go to the bottom of the barrel. So your purchases get priority, then your refinances, and then your pre-approvals. So it's a hard one because we definitely preach to our clients, get a pre-approval, get your pre-approval organised. But as you said, there's this, you know, fear of missing out. So people want the pre-approval for that weekend, and realistically, some lenders are taking 30 business days to even pick it up to then start working on it. So I know we can, you know, we can get it as quickly as a few days if you fit with that lender. But especially in the medical space, because they do want to do that 90% no LMI, it's your big four banks, and they're just taking 4 to 6 weeks.
I don't think they've caught up since COVID, to be honest. In actual fact, it just keeps blowing out. I notice if anything goes on in the market, gets sold in my street, for example, it'll go under offer, and that will stay under offer for a long time until you see the sold sticker. So clearly.
Because it's pretty standard that we would, at a contract for sale normally, like a year or so ago, 28 days for finance. Plenty of time. Now it makes me nervous every time.
People doing cash offers, understanding that they may not even have a pre-approval in place.
And even 28 days is just, it's not really enough at the moment. Like it puts a lot of pressure on everybody, the lender, the valuers,
the agents,
and the client. Like they're emotionally involved in it. So
is it just trying to keep everyone informed? I suppose if you do submit an offer and they've unfortunately put a really short finance period in there, is it just getting on the front foot, advising everyone involved, be that the agent, settlement agents, client, that look, there may be a delay, there doesn't appear to be any issues?
Absolutely.
And sometimes it does help direct us in knowing which lender to go with. So sometimes it's a matter of, hey, you've got a really short finance clause, we can get it done through this lender, but they may not be the lowest rate or the cheapest fees or something like that. So clients really have to start weighing up what's more important to them. Do they want a quick turnaround? Do they want a low rate? We spend a lot of time on the phone to realtors, you know, talking about, can we extend finance? Is it like...
And it's probably just been up front, right?
Absolutely.
As
we did have one
transparent as we
recently with a 7-day or 10-day finance clause. It was like, what? But even the realtor questioned it. We had that extended. Happy days. But it's I guess we're in a good place because not only our product is a fixed rate with 100% offset, we also have our own credit. So it means that we can turn those things around.
C, D options in place,
So we obviously always kind of discuss, hey, these are all the options available to you. But things like rate come into play, fees come into play, but a big one at the moment has been turnaround time. Because I know a couple of the major lenders, they're just not going to get to it in 28 days. That's the reality.
Pick up the phone.
And realtors are, fair enough, they're very nervous as well. So they've got 3 buyers waiting in the wings, so the longer it goes on.
I suppose they rely on you in terms of the strength, arguably, at times, because we've got 3 or 4 offers. And that's where I suppose it's having someone who's personable to be able to back up and say, inform the agent that they are good for it in terms of it stacks up from a finance point of view. But we may just need an extra 3 or 4 days, right?
And I think you've had a few calls like that recently, hey, that they'll call you and say so and so's put an offer on. What is their, and because we do deal with medicals, they're strong clients, and so 99% of the time we're not concerned about their finance, and then the affordability and that, but it's just honestly how long the application. Especially if, for instance, a lot of our clients switch from PAYG income to self-employed, and then all of a sudden you're limiting your lenders who will even look at that space without 2 years of self-employed financials. So you may not have any other option than one lender who's going to take 8 weeks to look at it. So
And in terms of the equipment side, obviously that's a huge part of your space. What's the appetite for that at the moment as well?
Well, I think everybody's come back and bounced back from COVID really well in that respect. So obviously there was a lot of nervousness around it,
Yep.
but obviously with the government asset write-off is exciting times for people.
Yeah,
like
I
I say to people, if you're buying a practice or if you're buying equipment, no better time to buy. To be able to write that off 100% upfront is massive, and the fact that that carries on as well from one year to the next, it's just like
it's time to do it.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. So yeah, everybody's spending away happily as well, and
and there's a lot of confidence in the market.
Definitely.
And from the sounds of it, especially our clients, our medicos, our doctors, they've never been busier. It's wait times of, depending on the specialty, sometimes 6 months.
Yeah, and that's it. Like obviously during COVID, a lot of them had those, they had to close for a few weeks, a month or so, but then it was like come back busier than ever.
Yeah.
And, it's great.
Well, I think we all learned that you don't know when you're not going to be able to have something done or get something done. So don't put off what you can do today. Yeah, absolutely.